What's up, y'all? What's going on, y'all? Come on in. It's your friendly neighborhood Iowa man, RC. So we just came to talk for a little bit. This is gonna be a really quick live. This isn't gonna be a long live. So yesterday um I wanted to go live, but it just got so late and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be able to do this because I was exhausted. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I'm gonna keep it all the way real. I was exhausted. So and it wasn't just a game either. I was just tired. But look, um we found a way to win the game. Um was it favorable? Was it favorable? Um did it please everybody? Was everybody satisfied? No. Um were we helped by the refs? Um that depends on how you see it. Um we know an offensive foul was called. Um it set everybody into an uproar. My opinion. Um, here's my thoughts. Um, I do feel like it was the right call, but I don't know if you can call that during that critical juncture of the game. And if we were going to lose at the buzzer, then that's what it should have been. And it's hard for me to say that, but that's just the truth. If they was able to get up a last second shot, I mean, realistically, what should have happened? And I mean, obviously, sometimes if you bias, you got to eliminate your bias, especially if you are going to talk about the game. You got to eliminate your bias. Um, so, what's going on up here? What's up? So, again, this is going to be a quick live, but you got to eliminate your bias. Realistically, what should have happened is that ball should have went to the corner, and we live with a shot that goes up. It goes in, you live with it. It misses, you move on. That's what should have happened. What's going on with Chargers production? Um, because the foul call that just brings a lot of ruckus, a lot of crazy opinions, a lot of people saying the refs are in our pocket, and we're in the refs' pocket. Either way it goes, and so it looks like they gave us the ball game with that, and I can't argue. I was the only Iowa fan amongst South Carolina and LSU fans, and I said at that time when the call was made, I don't think you can make that call. I don't want to feel like we were saved, and part of me feels like we might have been spared because I mean, realistically, you would love for these game ending game scenarios to play out. I mean, we got Caitlin Clark. If they make the shot, I noticed we had one time out. So if that wasn't called against Aaliyah Edwards, the Gabby Marshall, where she was, set up for the screen and it gets called an offensive foul, if that didn't happen, if UConn made the basket, um, as an outsider who doesn't watch women's college basketball, I thought it was the right call. Yeah, I agree too. I agree too, John. But what should have happened is if UConn scored, we got Caitlin Clark. She is grace under pressure. She makes clutch shots. So you call a timeout immediately and you see if she can work some more magic. I mean, or they miss and we win a 1 point game. Because people have been saying that we've been helped. We got help from the refs against West Virginia. We didn't need help against Colorado because we mud stomped Colorado. So we definitely didn't need help when we beat them 89-68. Holy Cross, there was no chance for Holy Cross. They kind of in the first round game, I mean, yeah, the first round game they couldn't deal with Iowa for very long. They started out against us nice, but the referees were out of that. But against West Virginia, it was tight late, and then a lot of fouls started coming down, and people said that as the fouls came down in the fourth quarter, that influenced the outcome of the West Virginia Iowa game. So that leaves that game up for people to say that we advanced because so many whistles was coming late and we are going to the free throw line. Then people talk about the free throw shooting discrepancy that game. And here yesterday, they say that the Gabby Marshall call never should have been called. Some people say it's not a bad screen. Some people say it is. Um, ultimately we move. I don't. Ultimately, we move ahead, and now it doesn't matter because you can't go back and correct anything. I do think the referees made the right call, and that's a tough decision to make, but you make it and live with it. Because if you don't make it, you know, maybe the ref gets reprimanded for missing a call. We don't know how that works. Um, but yeah, we also can't blame Iowa or the refs for UConn losing a 13-point lead. Like, what about that? UConn lost a 13-point lead. That needs to be mentioned too. Paige Beckers had some wonky shots. She also had a really nice shot there at the end. I thought they played incredibly hard. This could have went UConn's way. Um, this game was up for grabs. The second half was scrappy, physical. Hannah Stokey, she showed up, she showed out. We're in good hands, like All-State commercial next season with Hannah Stokey. You guys know, this is not temporary at all. What we doing, when we talking about the Hawkeyes, we here, whether Caitlin is here or not. And we'll follow Caitlin on her journey in the WNBA too. But this is a Hawkeyes channel, through and through. And so, I'm happy to have this opportunity to play against South Carolina because, you know, what other college team wouldn't want a chance to play for a title 2 years straight? Now, keep in mind, LSU, they blew us out last year. But who wouldn't want an opportunity to play, no matter who you're playing against, for a national title? And it gives Caitlin Clark the opportunity to cement her legacy. And she's not a referee or none of that. This is why I don't read too much into social media. And that's why I won't be too much on social media for tomorrow's game, because people say the craziest things, the darndest things. It's the referee's fault. They want them to win. They trying to gift wrap Caitlin Clark a championship. Caitlin Clark had help from her teammates last night. She definitely had help from her teammates. That Brian says that was not a foul. You don't think that was a foul? Um, I can't really dispute it. I feel like I feel like it definitely was a moving screen. I don't feel like Aaliyah was set, Aaliyah Edwards. I think that it was just my opinion, but I also feel like I'm torn because to make that call and we were only up by one, it makes me feel like somebody somewhere just did not want us to lose at the buzzer. And that's what March Madness about. Hit that like button. March Madness, that's what it's about. You either lose or you prevail. And sometimes you lose in a horrible fashion. Sometimes it happens at the buzzer. And I don't think they wanted UConn to get that last shot off and for them to beat us. If it was if we had a 2 point lead, hear me out. If we had a 2 point lead, then they probably would have let it play out. If we had a 3 point lead, they probably would have swallowed that whistle. They would guys remember sports entertainment. Yeah, you heard the magnet ball talk, Brian. I've heard so much, man. Like I've heard all of the rumors, the magnet ball, you know, the game being fixed, situational moments where certain things happen that kind of sway the outcome of a game. Then you got referee whistles. It's so much into it. Like I started to feel like women's basketball couldn't be rigged like men's. Like I'm not saying men's basketball is rigged, but sometimes it feels like it. And I'm thinking that there's no way they could do this with the women's game. But perhaps maybe they can. Because me personally, just my opinion, if I was a ref and I seen that happen, I'm not sure I would have called it because the moment in the situation, it's March Madness. If you are who you say you are, Iowa as the number one seed, taking my biasness out of it, find a way to get a stop. You got 8 seconds, damn it. Find a way to block the shot, get a steal. But I'm not blowing my whistle. I am not going to blow my whistle unless it's a blatantly flat line, like where she knocks the living hell out of Marshall. And Marshall was knocked down, but she didn't like, you guys, I don't know how old you guys are, but if y'all ever seen like Charles Oakley, Anthony Mason set a screen, you would know the difference. And I know I shouldn't be comparing women to men's, but for real, like if you've seen Asia Wilson set a screen, you would know the difference. So I do think that it was a foul, but I just don't think you call it in that moment. And you say USC, huh? Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be easy. I think y'all probably gonna aim to blow us out, and the referees can't help us in that situation. Caitlin is being set to be the savior of the WNBA. Period. Yeah, I mean, this is what it's doing. It's making a lot of people hate her. I don't know, hate is a strong word, but it's making a lot of people dislike her because they feel like she's the WNBA golden girl, and people want to see stars earn it. It's in today's era more than any. Um, People want authenticity, at all times from a superstar. They want them to be an upstanding citizen, so much that they expect from a Caitlin Clark. And at the end of the day, she's a young player just like everybody else. And I don't know if she wanted this kind of attention that she's getting, but it's a whole lot of attention on her, um, for good and bad reasons. And as she goes forward to the next level, if people feel like she's got a silver spoon, it's gonna make players feel some kind of way. It's gonna make fans feel some kind of way, and I just hope she's ready for it. Because, I mean, I don't want to see, even for the Indiana Fever, I don't want to see games where Caitlin Clark is being saved. Like, I'm a huge fan. I'm an Iowa fan, but what good is it to watch her greatness if it's going to be manipulated? The plays in the game. Again, like I said before, if UConn scores, they score. Don't call the offensive foul. You got a timeout. We had one timeout in our bag. You called a timeout because, let's say UConn, let's say Paige, Nika Mule, or somebody hit a three in the corner, they hit a two, a long two, they go up by two, or and then let's say from there Iowa gets a call, calls the timeout. You give Caitlin Clark a chance to see if she can make a bucket at the end. And I feel like that's how old school basketball was played. And now the refs just jump in it so much. And again, if it's close tomorrow, which I don't know, I'm not ready to do a prediction, but at some point I'm probably gonna have to. But I think if it's close tomorrow, the referees gonna stick their hand in it. And what do you guys think? I think that at some point, if that game stays close in South Carolina, they don't play a lot of close games, but somehow, some way, if it is close, you guys think the refs won't get involved? Oh no, I think they definitely will. And Camila Cardoso being 6'7", we don't have anybody to stop her. North Carolina State was embarrassed trying to defend her. The closest we have, I think Addison O'Grady is like 6'3", 6'4". Um, she doesn't have the mobile speed, I don't feel like, to keep up with Camilla. Hannah is faster. We're gonna have to sprint like crazy, but guess what? South Carolina got sprinters too. So the referees aren't gonna be able to help us. But if it's close, I could see them, blowing the hell out of those whistles. And then offensively, Caitlin Clark is gonna have to go bonkers against some really great defenders. There's going to be a lot of length, um, and South Carolina can throw multiple defenders at you. Bree Hall, we'll see Raven Johnson. Um, she's coming back for revenge. She wants the championship, and I feel like she wants revenge from all the wave balls from Caitlin Clark. And we'll probably talk more, possibly, about this later, or early tomorrow before the game starts. We'll talk about the game a little bit more, but I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about UConn, a little bit about Iowa, how it feels as an Iowa fan to win a game that perhaps we probably shouldn't have won. I mean, we've been gifted. We've been gifted that game. And I don't say that it hurts to say it as an Iowa fan, but we were definitely gifted the game. And I'm gonna take it, and I will take it because it is what it is. You don't get to replay the game. We happy to move on, but I think it was just to me, I feel like it was a consolation game to lose to the eventual champion, which will be South Carolina. And 1 out of 10, I'm only at like a 3, and that's being generous. I feel like 3 out of 10. That's how I feel in terms of us possibly winning tomorrow. Again, anything could happen. Caitlin Clark could drop 50 plus. A miracle could happen again. But I think the fact that South Carolina is really coached by a great coach in Don Staley. Um, they know what happened to them last year in the Final Four. Um, I don't really expect a happy ending. I think they're gonna be so motivated. They're already talented. They got a lot of players that can score 10 of 16 points. Um, but one thing's for sure, no matter what happens, is go Hawks. So we will be talking more about it. Um, Again, happy to move on, even though the circumstances was kind of crazy in which it took place. And yeah, we'll talk more about it later. On your way out the door, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't. The march to 500 is on. We're about 30 away. So if you like the Hawkeyes, if you like the Aces, if you like the Bruins, and we also talking about more women's basketball when we get chances to, because I love this game. And with that being said, I'm out. Peace. Y'all have a great one.